What's up, everybody? Welcome to 208. It is November 4th, 2025. It is good to see everybody. It is week 10. We have trade targets, ads, drops, injuries, news, all kinds of stuff to discuss. But you're going to find out about some cool stuff here, but you got to stay tuned in. So I need you to do with the things, the things about the things. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all the stuff. And we're going to get into it. Let's do it right now. Justin, good to see you, my friend. How are things going in your world?
They're good. Just busy as always. I mean, we still have football. Wrestling's starting to pick up a little bit. Trying to manage my 6 teams. My daughter trying to get to bed. The usual. She's just trying to peek in here right now. Get out of here. Go to bed.
Yep, totally get that. Little one's always wanting to steal the spotlight. So that's fun. Football over for us. You guys got a big win last week. On to this week. I don't know who you guys are playing, but that'll be
we got Mountain View. We got Mountain View this week, so it'll be interesting. But they're all the way from Boise, so it's a 4-hour drive. But it should be a fun game. Playoffs are always fun. That's always different football.
Yes, sir. Yep. Well, good. That's awesome. And I know you are in the midst of doing some wrestling too. So busy man are you these days? We're done with football, so I've been locked in on fantasy football. 8-1 in one of my leagues, just crushing it. So the other league's kind of mid, like everyone else, been busted with injury. But let's get into it, Justin. No chance tonight, but let's get into some news. If we're lucky, maybe I'll show up. But let's get into some news.
What's going on?
What do you got for us, my friend?
I mean, more people are coming down. That's just where we're at right now. Cole Kmet got a concussion. That could probably elaborate on how bad he thought that was. Tucker Kraft, who was my darling, he's done for the year, tore his ACL, which was really tough. Matthew Golden also got hurt in that game, which is pretty depressing. If you saw CJ Stroud get absolutely obliterated on his slide, he got a concussion. Travis Hunter, I'm not really sure if it is an ACL or anything. Matt, have you heard anything about that? I think he's on IR, I'm pretty sure.
And who was that again? Sorry.
Travis Hunter.
He is on IR, but I haven't really seen a whole lot what the plan is. But regardless, he's out for 4 games, which reason why they made the trade today, which you'll talk about. So
the Chargers lost their other offensive tackle, Joel Alt, which they went out and got a tackle today, but it still sucks. Puka, I'm pretty sure hurt a rib, but you know how Puka is. He'll probably play. That's just what he does. Aaron Jones got hurt as well. Keishawn Booty got hurt. Jaden Daniels was probably the worst injury I saw this week with the dislocated elbow. He's not on IR. We'll see what happens if he comes back or not. It's on his non-throwing arm, so if we take one grain of salt that is decent, it is that.
That was JD5, right?
Mm-hmm.
It dislocated. That game, if you got a chance to watch it, it was so bad. It was so bad with Seattle. Seattle looks pretty good. They're a darling horse, and I'll talk about them in a minute. But Washington looks awful, and I don't know why they kept him in the game. And I know he's just a gamer and he wants to do what he can. Selfishly, I had him playing and I wanted him to score, but you're 38-7. What are you doing? Just get him out. And now he's probably, if I'm Washington, I'm probably not going to play him the rest of the year. I'll just shut you down, right? And reload next year. So, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I did want to talk a little bit about the trade deadline, because I think in my
lots of good stuff
30 plus years of life, this was a pretty active trade deadline. I felt like there was a lot of trades. Again, not as many fantasy impacts. Just seeing what the Cowboys went out and did was kind of interesting. They went out and got Quinnen Williams. And then just the Jets offloading Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks, I thought was... And A.D. Mitchell, which I think is a very underrated part of that trade. I think A.D. Mitchell's a good receiver. He's just kind of buried in that depth chart. So the Jets come out with 5 first-round draft picks in the next 2 years, which, I mean, good for them. I really wish they would have traded Brees. I wish they just would have blown the whole thing up. Traded Brees, traded Garrett Wilson, just started everything over. Aaron Glenn is of the Lions tree, so I feel like they're going to go on the trench side. They invested quite a bit in the trenches the past 2 years with M'Bu and Fashanu, both offensive tackles. So keep building that up and then drop the quarterback in at the very latest, I think is what they should do. I think the biggest fantasy impact one is definitely Jakobi Meyers to the Jaguars. And I think that will be good for Trevor Lawrence. You saw Travis Hunter go down. Brian Thomas has been really weird. Again, guys, like I said it last week, like he's giving me really Allen Robinson vibes. I don't know what's going on with him. He's one person that scares me to death right now, especially in Dynasty. I at the first year I was really adamant about going out and trading for him. I don't know if you can do that now.
It's tough. If you remember last year, the type of player I said he was a slant and go guy. That's what he was in college, and it worked out well for him last year. But now I'm like, I don't know if it's caught up to him or what. But and you know you question the QB player there, but it is what it is. Also, a Logan Wilson was traded to Dallas. Cincinnati linebacker who has actually ties to Idaho, so out of Buell. So
and then
pretty cool. Just kind of a hit.
I forgot one. Rashid Shaheed from the Saints goes to the Seahawks. I really like that pick. He's a field stretcher. If you're a Torrey Horton owner, you're probably a little discouraged by that news because he probably takes over that role as a field stretcher. Very underrated player. Very bad. But and Cooper Kupp are really going to be a fun group to be able to go again. So,
nope, I agree for sure. I want to check something here.
I think that's it for my trades, the big ones. I think the Jakobi Meyer one, the Rashid Shaheed, I think are the biggest ones that are going to impact fantasy football.
Nope, agreed. We're going to talk a little bit about the in some ads and quarterback play and possibly trade. So lots of news going on, lots of little things, but we need to get into right now is let's talk in some waiver wire ads before we get into the trades, which is kind of our big one here. So let's roll that beautiful footage. Now, Justin and I talked a little bit offline, and there's just not a lot of waiver wire ads. If you're looking for a bye week filler, they're out there. But if you're looking for a player that's going to be I don't know, I found a diamond in the rough, you're probably too late, right? That's not this week. We're in week 10. So some of the players that I'm interested in, and I guess I'll just start. But I really do like Alec Pierce quite a bit. And I told you guys that last week, and he had a pretty decent game last week. And I just got to pull him up real fast because I remember his stat lines, but it was good. And he is a fantastic flex or wide receiver 3, depending on your league construct. And right here. Now, not a lot. So 13 targets, 6 catches, 115 yards. So fantastic. He was getting all the downfield play in this game, and he made some really good catches. So I like Alec Pierce a lot. If you didn't get him last week and he's available, go snatch him up. And he is, like I said, a flex player, wide receiver 3 that you can put in this system. And right, they're looking for him, right? So he's a good downfield wide receiver to have this week.
Yeah, so I have someone kind of in this similar mold with that. I think I didn't realize this, but I saw this tweet on X that Troy Franklin had more targets than Cortland Sutton. It was like by 5. It was like by 5 or 6, but it was kind of a surprising stat. I mean, he got 10 targets against Houston. I think Bo Nix should pick it up. They're going against Las Vegas. Las Vegas is just not a good team in general right now. So again, he's rostered about half of leagues right now. So if he's out there, I think he needs to be on teams.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up real fast while we've got it. 10 targets, 4 receptions, 24 yards. So really, Troy Franklin didn't do a lot, but got a lot of looks. Cortland Sutton was 6 targets, 1 catch for 30 yards. And again, it didn't look real good for Denver this week, but certainly look for a bounce back this week. Another guy that I like, Parker Washington.
Yep.
Parker is a guy that I think, why not? I believe he had a pretty decent outing. And I think I'd be a little more prepared.
He did 9 for 8 for 90 yards. So, I mean, that's
9 for 8, 90 yards, no touchdowns. Yep. But there's nobody else there.
Nope.
So I'm okay with getting him, but Jacoby Myers is there now. Just because they bring Jacoby in doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be the number one. He's going to garner some targets. I understand that, but the ball's got to go to somewhere. Parker's been there for a minute or two, so you got to roll with Parker if you need to.
So I'm going to go with the guy that's probably going to be the most added on waivers this week, just in redraft. It's probably going to be Colston with the Tucker Craft injury. I think it's going to be him or Musgraves. If you had to pick between the two, it's got to be Colston, especially with Cole Kmet getting hurt. His snap percentage has dramatically jumped since week 6. It's been 67, 81, 81. His targets are going up as well. Again, you guys have to remember, I think I said this at the very beginning of the year. This was Ben Johnson's first pick of his regime. He is going to be a focal point in this offense. He did not draft him for willy-nilly. We have been super blessed this year with really good rookie tight ends. Whether it's Fannin, whether it's Warren, whether it's Gadsden, there is a lot of good rookies that are ready to go. And I think you'll continue to see his jump and his usage. I don't think he's going to score 2 touchdowns every game, but I think he will get anywhere from 4 to 7 targets a game for the rest of the year.
Yeah, with Colston, understand, I think people are kind of worried about, is he that good? Because he hasn't really shown anything. And honestly, that play down the middle of the field showed a lot of what he can do. He ran a very good route. The ball was hit him right where it needed to be. He was able to bounce off the tackler. And I think the thing that impressed me the most, which I already know and you already know, his speed is quicker than you think. So I'm with you. I like Colston quite a bit here too. And you already brought up my other guy, which was Musgrave.
Yep.
Again, Musgrave is a really good tight end. You have to understand, he's kind of more of a blocker, but he was 3 for 34 yards. So, and that was limited use. They're going to utilize him quite a bit. That was by far the most usage he's had all year. But he is a good tight end. There was a Kraft Musgrave battle for quite a while when they both came out.
Musgraves was winning it. Musgraves is the higher draft capital guy. He was a 2nd round pick. I think Kraft was like a 4th or a 5th round pick in the same draft. Musgrave was the starting position, and then Musgrave got hurt. And then Kraft got it.
Kraft never let it go. Yep.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. He should be able to ball out in this offense. Jordan Love scared the crap out of me. I don't know how they lost to the Panthers because Bryce Young threw for 106 yards. Like, I don't. The NFL's weird this year. That's all I'm going to say. It's just a very strange year.
All I can tell you is that it felt like the Green Bay Packers, like that saying, effed around and find out. I think that's what happened. I'm like, what are you doing? And then they effed around and they found out. And then unfortunately, that's just kind of how it went. So the last guy that I have, and again, I think this is if you need a quarterback, but if Mariota is out there, it's tough to trust this offense, but he seems to have done a decent job while he's in there. It's just, boy, oh boy, Washington's just, it seems like they just injury after injury after injury. So it'll be tough to trust him a little bit. But if you're in a super flex, you're not putting him as a top 12, but if you earn him in a super flex or need him as a QB3 for bye weeks and stuff, I think that he's certainly serviceable. So
can we glossed over some news that I totally forgot about that I was talking about earlier today. Kyler Murray is officially benched right now. They're gonna roll with Jacoby Brissett. Like, thoughts on that, on his long-term value, on his dynasty value? Like, Matt, like, how do you feel about Kyler? Is he going to get traded in the offseason? Like, what do you do with him?
I think he's hold right now. I do want to pull up real quickly just the rest of his schedule. So I do have him in a league, and he's just sitting my bench. So week 10, he's got Seattle, no slouch there, right? Seattle's
Kyler?
good. Yep, and so Arizona. Know what I'm saying?
Kyler's benched. I'm just saying Kyler's benched.
I know. Playing. So what I'm looking for is some point they're going to give him another crack. It's coming. They're not going to sit him the whole year.
What if they don't? What if they don't? They're like, hey, we're done.
They will. It doesn't make any sense to me that you trade a guy that's been benched and you're not going to get much for him.
If you're the Marvin Harrison owner, you do not want Kyler back in.
Well,
correct?
We're going to talk about that too. Yeah.
Can we agree with that?
So you have Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Rams, Houston, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Rams finishing it out. I think somewhere in there, maybe week 12, he comes back. Is it possible he doesn't? But I do think it's possible. Who knows?
I think he's done it. I think he's done in Arizona.
I know a lot of fans don't want him there. That's for sure. So
I mean, Jacoby Brissett has always been like a very serviceable guy.
Yeah, everywhere he's went. Yeah. So your question is, what do you do with in redraft? If there's nobody available, you just hold on to him because he's starting caliber. They're frustrated by him. I understand that. In Dynasty, do you want to shop him? You can. I don't know. I think you try to just on name value alone, but who knows? So I do think he comes back this year, though.
Did we? Let's just talk redraft real quick. Would you rather? And this is all Kyler. Would you rather Bryce Young or Kyler?
In a vacuum?
I'm just like, you get one or the other for a redraft. You get to pick one.
I'll still go with Kyler.
JJ?
I think man, that's tough. Do I like the upside? I like the upside more of Kyler than I do of JJ, but I'm frustrated with both. I guess I'll roll with JJ based on the weapons he has around him.
Yep. Penix?
No Penix.
Geno Smith?
That's a lesser of two evils, but at least Geno's been doing something the last. I think he finished as a top. Let me look real fast. Geno finished like as a top. He was top 6 QB last week.
I'm just. It's just kind of crazy to me. Like I mean, Kyler right now overall is sitting at the quarterback 29, and he hasn't played since week 5, but man, I don't. Like, I
mean, you missed the trade deadline, so what do you, right?
Yeah, I'm saying you gotta wait till they're inevitably out of the playoffs. Like, I don't know, like the Saints, maybe the Dolphins. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you do with it.
Cam Ward or Kyler Murray?
It's gonna be Cam because he's gonna play. Like I can't do it. Like I'm not trying to play. Like he's a second string quarterback.
Yeah, right now.
And he looks good. Like the weapons look good. Trey McBride looked good. Marvin looked good. Michael Wilson looked good. Like all those guys look good with Jacoby.
I just don't know if it's truly I just don't know. Did they bench him a play or is it still a foot problem? I just don't know.
I mean, yeah, the news I read is like his foot is good to go, but we're sticking with Jacoby.
I don't know if his foot's good to go. We'll see. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get into some trades. Let's get into some trade madness of who you would want to have or not. Let's do that. We'll get into a little trade market here and kind of see what you think. So I do have some players. Do you want the trade for or do you want the trade away? What do you want? Do you want to do alternating?
Yeah, give me some alternating ones.
So one of the players that I have, let me start with this. Nico. I think so. When you look at Nico, I'm trading for Nico. I'm going to try to get him in leagues. And I know it feels funny. But Nico right now is way down there.
Yeah, he's wide receiver
currently
35 right now. 35 is what
35. He was a wide receiver 2 last week, wide receiver 24. He's had one week where he was a wide receiver 2. Everything else has been really just outside the top 20. One other week of he had 18, but I just still think he's a dude. I still think he's a guy that you could go get. Who would you trade for him? I would be looking for an owner that's just frustrated, maybe with a running back, maybe got extra running backs or a wide receiver that you can move on. I have an interesting trade away for you that's tied to him, and I want to pick your brain on it. So last week, this guy was a number 2. He was the number 2 wide receiver. He was 7 for 9, 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it was T. Higgins. I am 100% comfortable trading T. Higgins for Nico / Ibuka.
Yeah.
So your thoughts?
That's fair. Nico just has a really good playoff schedule, so you got to get there. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I would trade Hyde on T. Higgins to make that happen. So
George Pickens.
Oh, Pickens. What are you doing with Pickens?
I want George Pickens on my team. That's just where I'm at. I'm just saying, would you trade George Pickens for Nico?
No, I really like Pickens. He is not the wide receiver 1, but he is a wide receiver 2 guaranteed.
What about Waddle?
Ooh.
See,
I want T. Higgins.
No, I think. Sorry, I'm still on Nico. Nico or Waddle.
Oh, Nico.
I think that's pretty easy for me with Nico.
Yeah, I think I want Nico.
Okay, that's where I'm at too.
And it's weird because Waddle was 25 last week, and he's got 2 where he's a 2 top 10 wide receivers on the season. But I just don't trust that offense.
Last one, Roma Dunze or Nico.
Nico. Yeah, Nico. So,
okay.
Another guy that I want to trade away, and you tell me. So, this guy has had 2 top 12 finishes. He was 20 in week 9. He was 4 for 6, 66 yards, 1 TD, and that's Jameson Williams. Williams, and I want to trade him away.
Yeah.
Right. The reason being he's too inconsistent, and a couple of guys that I would go get him for, and he's one of your guys. Even though you've been a little bit down on him, but his Josh Downs, I'm okay with trading Jameson because I like that offense a little better. And the other player that I want, if I want to get a frustrated Travis Hunter owner and see if I can get him. So
wow, for the injury. See, I'm probably pretty out on Travis Hunter right now. Chris Olave is a guy I would go out and get right now. He's going to be a target hog. They just traded their number 2 guy. That's another guy we can talk about here in a minute if we need to.
Yeah. So Mac, good to see you, Mac G. Welcome to the show. He says, I need to stream a QB this week. I have Pat on, so I'm assuming Patrick Mahomes on bye. My options are Bo Nix, Baker, Sam Darnold. This one's pretty easy for me, but I'm going to let you handle
I just want to see who they're playing. So Baker's got New England, who again has a decent defense. Bo Nix has got Las Vegas. That's pretty juicy. And then Sam, who does Sam have? Where's he at?
Is Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, man. I mean, this is going to sound gross, Matt. I would probably rank it Sam, Baker, Bo. That's where I'm at.
Oh, interesting. I'm not far off. I do like Sam a lot. He's up there, but I would go
I think you could...
Sam, Bo, Baker just this week.
Oh, really? Baker at 3.
Yep, I do like. I think you roll with Sam next week. You know, I think we're in agreement there. He slings it all over the place, and he's got plenty of weapons around him. So the one downside is if understand if Indy gets up, so if Seattle gets up big on Arizona, they're going to go right to the run game, and you won't get as much. But I think Jacoby Brissett will do a pretty good job against that Seattle defense and make it closer than what you think. So, but I also like Bo quite a bit. But then again, right, if they get up quick on, you're not going to get very many garbage passing yards.
Denver just feels like the Kansas City Chiefs, where it's like, we're just going to do just enough to win. Like, they scored 18 points against the Texans. Like, I just, like, fantasy wise, I'm pretty out. So on him in general. So.
And Baker's had a rough couple of weeks. I'm just like, let him bounce back. Ibuka was injured. You have Ibuka and Cade Otton there. Let's let him warm back up a little bit before I throw him back out there. But I love Baker. Baker's great.
He's had 2 weeks to prepare, so they should come out firing.
Yep, agreed. So, Mac G, I hope that helps you out for sure. Moving on. So we just talked about Baker. So another player that I would like to trade away. This player was a top 5 last week, 7 for 10, 96 yards and a touchdown, and it's Marvin Harrison Jr. And I want to get rid of him. He has not had a very good stretch. Right. This is like, could this be the pinnacle where he turns around? Yes. But I think I would rather have Odunze and Ted McMillan. I would rather have both of those guys if you can make that happen from a trade wide receiver.
That's bold. That's bold, Matt.
I do like it. So
I think I'm on the same page with you. Like, I don't know if his value in redraft is going to get much higher than it is right now.
Yep.
I think Jacoby will have probably 2 or 3 good weeks, and then he'll do what he does usually. So that's where I'm at.
So, Max got another question here. Would you trade Judkins for Pickens?
Oh,
so
my
that's in a
gosh.
vacuum.
This is a tough one. You have to tell us your
vacuum.
team. Tell
Yes,
us your team first.
yes.
Tell us your
If
team.
if you were in a vacuum one-on-one, depending on, I would say I do like the trade, but your team construct and what that is really makes a difference in what you have already available for running backs and wide receivers. So.
Yeah, if you could tell us your team, we could probably give you a little bit more feedback.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mac.
Can we talk about Rome? I'm not Rome. Chris Olave, real quick. Like, how do you feel about him? Like, with Tyler Shook, I think Kellen's doing a decent job with what he has. Like, that roster's awful. Like, let's just be real. I think he's doing
I read an article.
Decent job.
I read an article 2 days ago that said the Kellen Moore experiment is over. I'm like, you didn't have anything to work with, and don't tell me it's over, because he took it as an offensive coordinator. He took a team to won the Super Bowl, and he did really, really well with the Cowboys, although they were a little bit frustrated by him. But they were a very prolific offense when he was OC. When he left, they ran a lot of his stuff and were still really good. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with Olave, to be honest. He's just in a bad situation.
But there's nobody else in that offense. It's like him and Juwan Johnson. Like, they're going to get fed the ball, and they're going to be behind a lot.
Do you worry about injury? You can't really do much with injury. No. You can't predict it. I like him. I mean, he's getting a ton of targets. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of over 10 targets in 9 weeks. So, and in fantasy football, Justin knows this as well, volume wins. It just does. So, yeah, as long as he stays healthy, he's a guy that you could roll with. So,
like, if I could trade Marvin Harrison for him and for Marvin Harrison for Chris Olave plus something, maybe a running back, maybe a tight end. Like, maybe it's like Marvin for Chris Olave and Colston Loveland. Like, I'm probably going to do that deal.
Yep. A guy that I think I want, and this is going to probably help you out a little bit, Mac G, until you kind of let us know what your team construct is. But I do like Judkins, and I know he was injured. I know that there was some worries about him coming back off the bye week, but I would try to trade for Judkins. He is just a big chunk of that offense. Justin, give me your thoughts on him, and who might you trade for him?
Yeah, he's a dog. The only thing that is concerning to me right now is their offensive line is beat up. Like, they were really good when he was in, but they have a lot of guys that are hurt. So the rotation is getting a little weird, but man, he just seems like the focal point for that offense. They're rotating in a lot of young guys at quarterback, it seems like. so they're probably going to rely a little bit more on the run game. So, yeah, I like Judkins a lot. He's a dog. I think he's going to be very hard to trade for because he's exciting. He's young. But, I mean, if you can trade for him, I think you can get a lot of value out of him. But the O-line does scare me a little bit.
Yep. If you are trading for him again, who would you trade for him? Would you trade Genty for him?
No, I like how Genty has looked the past couple weeks, actually, with the Raiders. I think he's doing well. I still think his line is awful, and he's getting hit a lot before the line of scrimmage, but I'd probably roll with Genty.
Would you trade Breece Hall for him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chase Brown?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So those are close. I could go either way on those, but those are good. Those are good ones too. So,
yep.
Let me throw out another wide receiver for you, and it's one of my guys. I kind of talked about him earlier, but DJ Moore, 37th wide receiver overall, 4 for 6 last game, 72 yards, and had that one passing touchdown. So he looked pretty good. My concern with DJ Moore is he's turning into a gimmick guy.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. And so I think off of this week, trade him to somebody that needs a wide receiver and a guy that I think you can get that I like. And some trades, they made some trades and it might spark some stuff, but I would trade him for Garrett Wilson. I would go ahead and get Garrett Wilson out of him. I like that. I think you could make that happen.
Okay. Yeah, 100%. He said a 24-point game. Like, again, like these are the times, like Matt said, like these are the time, like when you have these big spike games, like he just doubled all his, like, the most points he scored all year is against Dallas. He had 12. He just had a 24-point week. Like, this is the time to get off of those guys and try to make get bigger consistency from them.
Yeah, because like he didn't even really have, if I remember right, like he had 6 targets. That's about what he's had all year, and he hasn't scored a lot. And then he popped off for a big week. So that tells me you like nothing's going to change for him. He popped off. Now's a great time to trade him and try to get max value. So I'm good with DJ Moore. So looks like Mac G put some stuff in here. He says, I have Patty, Gibbs, James Cook, Lad, DK, AJ, BTJ, Tet, Bowers, Travis Hunter, Quentin Johnson, Woody Marks.
So would I trade Judkins for Pickens?
Gibbs and Cook have been killing it. So you're trying to bolster your wide receivers. You don't need anything tight ends. Fantastic.
I think his wide receivers
in two ways. DK, AJ. I'm assuming that's AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Looking at this, I think I would make that trade.
What side would you want?
I want the Pickens side. He's got enough in wide receivers. He's got Woody Marks there. You're not super deep at running back, but I'm good with. You have Gibbs and James Cook have just absolutely been killing it. And then you could probably turn around and trade a DK or I'll be honest, even AJ Brown for a running back.
Yeah, for this field, I'd probably rather have Pickens too, because I don't think BTJ is going to be anything. Stefan's a little bit of hit or miss. You just lost Travis Hunter for 4 weeks. Quentin Johnston's going to have those spark games. Like a platoon of Gibbs, James Cooks, and Woody Marks, I think will get you through the rest of the season. Man.
Yep. I'm trading one of those wide. Give me Pickens, trade one of those wide receivers, see if you can get a Breece Hall, Chase Brown type of player, man. I think you're in good shape.
I would get Pickens if you can get Pickens for that.
Yep. Agreed. I like it. Right on, man. Good team. All right. So I got a couple running backs here that I would also trade away. This RB was at number 5 in week 9, 13 carries, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. So decent day. But I think I'm trading him. And it's Genty.
Okay.
And I think I'm comfortable trading him for, if you can make it happen, give me Javonte Williams.
Okay. What about JK?
Dobbins.
Yep.
If I have RG Harvey, yes. You're welcome, G-Max.
What else? Devon Achan?
No, 100%. Yeah, I do HN and heartbeat for that.
Bucky?
Ooh. You're playing upside. You're playing the long game because you don't know, right? But
Yep.
I think if he comes back healthy and gets after it, yeah, I would do that. I like that offense, and I like what he's doing in there.
Last one, Rico.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of players that I like. I mean, it's tugging at our hearts here at the 208 for Genty. We want
100%.
him to be awesome. It's just not there. And if you need to trade, I certainly would do that. So I mean, I would
just with the Genty thing, real quick. He's got to play Denver twice. He's got to play Philly, and he's got to play Kansas City. Like he's got some pretty tough ones coming up. So I mean, if you're in the hole, I think this might be the time to get rid of him. He's got Denver next week. Dallas will be a good game. Cleveland's got a decent defense. Chargers are coached up well. Like his playoff schedule isn't great.
Yeah.
Who else you got, Matt?
I've got a running back here that finished 3 in week 9.
Oh gosh.
26 carries for 176 yards, no touchdowns, 3 catches for 22 yards.
I'm scared.
Kyle Monangai. And I'm trading him. If I do not have, the one caveat is if I have Swift. If I do not have Swift, I'm making the trade right now. Now the question is, people are going to ask like, well, wait a minute, didn't, in Detroit, Montgomery and Gibbs could both be, they could both eat. They're not Gibbs and Montgomery, guys.
Nah.
They're not the same players. No, stop it. Gibbs is, you can't compare Monangai to Gibbs. Like, stop it. Or Swift to Gibbs. Just stop it. Don't even think that way. Just because it's the offensive coordinator. But yeah. I would certainly trade Monangai for as much as you can get. I would trade him for a Judkins. I would trade him for a Chase Brown. I would trade him for a Breece Hall if you could get him. That makes a ton of sense to me. Now you guys can do what you want. Again, these fantasy football teams are your teams. You guys do what makes sense. But as Justin and I sit here and just talk, that to me makes a lot of sense for my team and its construct. So I would certainly think that would be okay. Justin, your thoughts? That's something you would do as well.
Yeah, I try to get off these waiver wire running backs as fast as I can. Like Rico was a guy that I said you should trade it, but I was probably wrong on that point because I didn't think it would last. I doubt that we go back to Chuba. Like, again, I think this name just keeps sticking out. If you can go get Devon Achan, who I think is like a Walmart version of CMC right now, like you're getting a lot of production from him just because he's catching the ball 17 times a game. It feels like. If you can go out and get him, I think he's pretty hard to get, but maybe someone wants to get off of him.
Yep. Okay, for my last guy that I'm trading away, and I pay close attention here. So this player was a number 3 last week. He has been this season number 4 or number 3 3 times. Didn't play a week, and then has been outside the top 10 the rest of the weeks. And it's fascinating because his target share has been anywhere from 2 to 6 and no more than 6. And he's currently number 8. And this is Dalton Kincaid. Now, the reason wow, you want to trade him. Hear me out. Only 6 targets. His 2 biggest games, he was 6 for 6. And one of them was 6 for 6 and a touchdown. He's not getting a ton of volume. And I think you could trade him for much better. It's possible you could get Tyler Warren for Kincaid in a vacuum.
I don't know about that. Maybe Jake Ferguson, your guy.
yeah, Ferguson's going to be on his way down, and he has been the last year.
Been very, very good.
Yeah. So Ferguson. So since Lamb came back, 48 tight end and 18 tight end. Without Lamb, 3-3-5-2-4. So, but Lamb has taken away some of those targets. I don't necessarily want Ferguson. I'd rather have Dalton Kincaid. But if I can get somebody who's kind of frustrated with Tyler Warren last week, who was wide receiver or tight end 26, and make that happen, I'm absolutely smashing that right now. Smash it. And again, this is tight end for tight end. And if you Justin, if you have Gadsden and Kincaid, who are you trading away?
Kincaid.
Easy,
Yeah,
right?
Kincaid.
So what can you get for Kincaid, right? So what do I need? Can I get a decent wide receiver? Can I get a decent running back, right? Now is the time to do it with Kincaid. And I love Kincaid. I don't have much trade value on one of my teams for him, but I think if you can trade Dalton Kincaid, even get Gadsden. Maybe you can get Gadsden, or maybe you can get a Juwan Johnson, who's been pretty good,
Really good.
Pretty consistent. So I do like those are kind of my trade away guys and having a little fun with it. I don't know.
Two
a couple of guys
caveats
that
with Tyler Warren real quick. So the way that the Steelers played Tyler Warren is they just put Jalen Ramsey on him. And Jalen Ramsey's, it's just hard. Like, he's a very good player. He's big like a safety, but he moves like a corner. Like, he basically erased Tyler Warren. And Matt talking about a lot of these trades, and I think like the overall theme of this is like you guys need to start preparing for the end game. Like, you shouldn't have two starting tight ends. Like, you shouldn't have like two starting quarterbacks. Like, you need to have dudes at running back and wide receiver to freaking carry you. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, no more holding on to guys like on the hopes and prayers that they're going to be really good. Like, it needs to be all about production. We're in the double-digit weeks. Like, we're almost to the playoffs.
Yes, you are right around the corner. That's a very good call out, Justin. We're right there. So, start making these moves right now. And I don't know when your guys' trade deadline's coming in. Everybody's a little bit different, but it's coming up, and you have to prepare and try to put yourself in the best chance possible to win your league. Now, Justin, I've said it forever. You know, everybody gets hyped on drafts. Matter of fact, we get a ton of views on our drafts, and we don't necessarily. It's early for us, but we don't get a ton of views this time of the year because that's early because people novelty's kind of worn off a little bit. But this is the exact time of year that you win, right? You're making trades. You're going for the last push, and we've seen plenty of teams. All you have to do is make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs, and you get a little hot streak, and you win. You're like, what the heck? So keep that in mind.
Yep.
All right, Justin, I've got a couple more players that I want to trade for, and I'm curious what you would give for these three players. I've already talked about Nico and Judkins. I have two quarterbacks and a wide receiver that I'm interested in that didn't necessarily. Let's start with the quarterbacks. That didn't necessarily they haven't been very good lately. And let me start with number 8. And he was QB 22 in week 8 and QB 19 in week 9, and that's Dak Prescott. So you might find somebody that's kind of a little bit frustrated with Dak, and I think you should try to get him. And what would you pay for him? What would you be willing to give up for a Dak Prescott?
So right now he has a bye. I would probably trade Bo Nix straight up for Dak. Just talking quarterback wise. Man, I'm trying to think right here. Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, just a few guys. I think Dak's gonna be fine. He has a really good offense. I have not lost faith in him at all. Yep. I think he will finish the year as a top 5 quarterback. He's quarterback number 7 right now. He just has a bye this week, so that's the only tough part.
I'm going to ask a question again, straight across value. Jackson Dart for Dak Prescott?
No.
Why not?
Dart just runs the ball. Like, I think that's the biggest upside. And he's just, man, I love Jackson Dart. Like, I
know you do.
I'm so glad I hit on that pick. I drafted him a lot in a lot of dynasty stuff. I just think he's a good quarterback, and he's doing it with absolute garbage.
He is. All right, one more, who's been pretty solid the last 3 weeks, Joe Flacco.
This is tough. they're kind of the same person. I'd probably go Dak. I think Dak has a little bit more rushing upside. They're kind of in the same situation, just have really bad defenses. Both have two really good wide receivers to throw the ball to. But I feel like Dak has Jake Ferguson, so that might be the upside for me.
I got one more because it just dawned on me, and I really do like this quarterback, and I think you probably should go get him. They are going to be a sneaky play down the fantasy football playoffs and in the NFL playoffs. But Sam Darnold, would you trade Sam Darnold for Dak?
I'm gonna say no. I think Dak's game scripts will probably be a little bit more positive. The Seahawks are scary, man. They got a good defense. Mike McDonald's a good coach. Like,
yes,
they just win games. And like you said, I think if they get up, they're really going to focus on the run game. I don't think Dallas's defense can stop a runny nose. Even though they just got Quentin Williams, who knows what this defense is going to look like. So, Seahawks play good defense. So,
they're very good. And I'm trying to remember that. If you watch the game against the Commanders, they have a player, and I cannot remember his name. If it's
the Seahawks,
Leonard, no, yeah, they got an outside backer who's just.
Is it Mafe?
It's Mafe, yeah. He is. He's big. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", 261, and a wide receiver is not going to block him. You're like, nope, that's not going to happen. It's in the screen. He's just too tough, man.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun, but I do like Sam Darnold a lot, especially with some of their additions. I watch out. So I think he could do well. Okay, another quarterback, and this is your guy. You've liked him, and you kids like, I got to roll with him. But Baker has had. He didn't play last week. He was on a bye.
I thought you were going to say Penix. I was like, oh no.
No. 22. Penix was my guy. He was QB 22 in week 7 and 25 in week 8. I like Baker in that offense when he gets some dudes healthy. I think now's a really good time to trade for him if you can make it happen. I would trade Sam Darnold for Baker, easy. I would trade Caleb Williams for Baker, easy. Right? I would trade Bo Nix for Baker, easy. So I just think there's too much around Baker that he's be an easy pick right now in my mind. Go get him.
Anything to our viewers, I would trade Jackson Dart for Baker.
There you go.
Baker's that dude. I think he is a difference maker in your lineup at a onesies position. That's what you need. You need difference makers. You need Brock Bowers. You need Trey McBride, Tyler Warren, Baker, Josh, Lamar. Those guys are difference makers.
Yep. And that's why I think you can get some of these guys that are just like an Olave too, right? It's like, yeah, he's going to be good. He gets all the targets, nothing crazy. But okay, one more player, wide receiver, and it's going to go with Baker. And so week 6, 72, week 7, 32, week 8, 55.
Ibuka.
And it's Ibuka, right? you got to go get Ibuka. And I don't think you have to pay a mint for him. I really don't. I think there's some name value early on, but as a owner of Ibuka in redraft, you're a little bit frustrated. And if somebody offers me like I would seriously contemplate Chris Olave. I'm like, man, I kind of want that right now, or I need that. I need a playmaker now. So if you have the opportunity to get Ibuka, I think you should do it. The kid is just very, very good. Give me your thoughts on that, Justin.
Yeah, the only thing is he's got Christian Gonzalez this week. And I mean, Christian Gonzalez got little brothered by Drake London. That was the best game I've ever seen Drake London play. He looked like a bona fide top 5 wide receiver. Very scary. But
finally showed up.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez is a dude. So he's got Christian Gonzalez this week. Christian Gonzalez travels. He's going to travel with Ibuka. I think some of the shine has worn off on Ibuka. Even with the bye week, he's still 13 overall at wide receiver, which is pretty nice. He has a really nice playoff schedule. He has Arizona, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina, Miami, Carolina. Very good end of schedule. So I don't know if you wait a week with this New England game, but if you can go get him, I'd go get him.
Yeah, I think now's a good time depending on where you're at. But Marvin Harrison Jr., yep, I'll trade him for Ibuka That one's easy for me. So, and again, I might be wrong, but I really like
Maybe.
Ibuka. The kid, just watch him run his routes. He's very good, very, very good at what he does. So
Maybe DJ Moore gets that owner happy. Like, I would do that
who
in a
knows?
heartbeat.
Yeah,
It'd be so fast.
Yep.
So
he is. He's so good. When a quarterback says, "Stop disrespecting me,"
yeah.
stop disrespecting my balls. That was funny. He's like, "What are you using? Catching one
It's
hand?"
like you catch it with both hands.
That's right. So it was pretty funny. So
Yeah.
anyway, man, Justin, that's all I got for kind of this week. Hopefully you guys are doing well in your fantasy leagues. I do want to pull up real fast here just some upcoming games and maybe what you are intrigued by in this schedule. Were you surprised? Let me go back a week. Were you surprised at any of the games last week?
The Falcons game pissed me off. I left church because I was so mad because they missed extra point. I was just so mad. I was I just don't understand what we're doing as a team. I don't think Penix is a problem. Just so we're clear, I think he played a really good game. I think the coordinator is awful. The Bears Bengals game was one of the funnest games to watch. Just to just spectate, just to watch football. It was such bad defense. And I was like, this game is nuts. It was just so back and forth. The Jaguars-Raiders game was super fun to watch. The Chiefs-Bills game is always super fun to watch. But yeah, just a really underrated game was that Jaguars-Raiders game. It was just a fun game to watch, going back and forth. So those are my takeaways from last week.
Yeah, I want to touch on the Bears and Seattle. I got my Bears hat on. We talked a little bit about it. It's maybe the Bears are starting to figure out how to win. They still got a ways to go, you guys. As much as we want them to they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. I'm like, no, they're not. They got some ways to go. They made some trades. They got some holes they need to fill. They missed on some big signings for sure. I won't get into any of that stuff, but it was a fun game to watch, and it was probably the most fun to see Colston catch that ball down the middle and score. So for the 208 guys, it was a blast. So the rest of it, probably the other one sticks out is that Green Bay game. Which we kind of talked about. It's what are you doing?
Gross.
You guys didn't want to win or what? So who knows? But moving on to this week, what are some teams that games that you like this week?
The game that I am going to be glued to is this Patriots Buccaneers game. Such an intriguing AFC NFC matchup. Two very good teams going head to head. The Ravens-Vikings game is JJ McCarthy for real. He looked like a totally different dude last week, which was nice to see. And then I think the Monday night game, either that or the Patriots-Bucks game is probably the game of the week for me. The Eagles-Packers. I hope that's just a slugfest. So.
You call them out for sure. I'm very interested in that Arizona-Seattle game just to see what Brissett can do against that Seattle defense, which we talked about. The only other one, Philly Green Bay's would be kind of cool on Monday night, but the Atlanta Colts game, and I know you're shaking your head. I just want to see if Atlanta can keep up with that offense that Indy has. So it's an early game. I think it's in Germany, so it's probably going to be a snooze fest.
And they get sauce. And they get sauce against us, so great. Let's go.
Yeah.
Another corner for Drake London, the little brother.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what happens. I'm very intrigued with that meetup too.
And the Falcons cut their kicker, so they cut their kicker today. So
still trying. Is that their second kicker they've cut?
Yeah, this is the second kicker.
Yeah, they're under their third. Yeah, so I don't know. But outside of that, Justin, I think you're right. I think you nailed a lot of them. The rest we'll kind of see how it goes. San Francisco Rams game might be interesting. Not crazy. I do feel bad for Washington. I would play all your Detroit players this week against that just beat up Washington Commanders team. So I think that's it, Justin. Yeah, for sure. I think we're good. We've been out about an hour. We're here on Tuesday night. Your waiver wire should be going through tonight. You know what? I heard someone talking about this, and I kind of agree with it. I think waiver wire should be on Wednesday, like Wednesday night,
because the injury report. Yeah.
Yes. Let all that pan out. And I think a lot of waivers, because people get antsy and they want to get them in now and have their teams ready. But man, I do not fault managers if they want to have their waivers on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I think that's actually pretty smart. That's a pretty smart job by these league managers. So commissioners is what I'm getting at.
I think that'll be a big switch next year, is running waivers on Wednesdays.
Yep. So, okay. I've got nothing else, Justin. Anything final to say? Final thoughts?
Nah, I'm just really sad, like that Interstellar, that flashback where he's like yelling at himself like through the bookcase. Like that's me like yelling at myself when I'm 6 when I pick the Falcons. I'm just like, no, not them. I just hate being a Falcons fan. It ruins my day to watch them play football. I can't explain it to anybody else. Like we're in the middle of church and like they go down and they score. I'm like, oh sweet, we're gonna play for overtime. And they miss it, and like my kids are being loud during church, and I'm just so mad. And I just tell Amber, I'm like, I'm going home. She's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I just need to go home right now. And I just like walked home, just mad, so mad at the world. Like they are the bane of my existence, and like not like watching Boise State get absolutely pummeled by Fresno, and then watching
that was rough.
Atlanta, and I'm just like, why did I pick these teams? So
that is rough. I almost had the same feeling because the Bears almost lost, but they came back. I'll take the W, and we'll move on to the next week. So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining. We'll try to get back as much as possible. I know everybody's busy. We'll get Chance back on here. One of these days, we're gonna have a Monday night show. It'll be fun and just have a good time. So, thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel, and subscribe to the channel. You guys know, do the things about the things. And until next time, we will see you guys next time. Have a great night and later.